Good morning, everyone. I am Venkatesh Ebenezer, group number 192B. Teacher name Olga Zalata. Today I am going to explain you systemic regulation of visceral functions and autonomic control of body activity. Systemic regulation of visceral functions. The system helps to control arterial pressure, gastrointestinal motility, gastrointestinal secretion, urinary bladder emptying, sweating, body temperature, and many other activities. Some of which are controlled almost entirely, and some only partiated by the ANS. Striking characteristics of the ANS: the rapidity and intensity. For instance, within 3 to 5 seconds, it can increase the heart rate to twice normal. Within 10 to 15 seconds, the arterial pressure can be doubled. The arterial pressure can be decreased low enough within 10 to 15 seconds to cause fainting. Sweating can begin within seconds, and the urinary bladder may empty involuntarily also within seconds. Visceral functions: integration of neuroendocrine reflexes, gastric motility and gut secretion, central autonomic player, cardiovascular and respiratory regulation, HPA axis and stress modulation, energy metabolism and thermoregulation, role in reproductive function, ECF osmolarity, circadian and ultraradian rhythm generation to regulate above the functions. Central regulation of visceral function: spinal cord, bladder and rectum reflex, micturition and defecation, the baroreceptor reflex, sweating of the skin, medulla oblongata, vital, respiratory and cardiovascular center, other autonomic reflexes: swallow, cause sneeze, gag and vomit. Let us see hypothalamic functions. First, body temperature. Body temperature leads to heat loss center in anterior hypothalamus or preoptic area, stimulates sweating and peripheral vasodilation. Lesions cause hyperthermia. Heat gain center in posterior hypothalamus, stimulates cutaneous vasoconstriction, pillow erection, shivering. Lesions cause poikilothermy. The difference between poikilothermal or cold-blooded animal and homeothermal or warm-blooded animal. Second, food intake. Ventromedial and paraventricular nuclei are satiety centers. Lesions cause obesity. Lateral hypothalamus feeding center, stimulates food and water intake. Water balance. 3. Water balance. ADH, vasopressin, osmotic pressure in hypothalamus. It leads to thirst and drink. Sleep-wake cycle. Suprachiasmatic nuclei is biological clock. Preoptic nuclei can initiate sleep. Lateral hypothalamus can change cortical arousal. Posterior hypothalamus lesions can cause coma or impaired arousal. Number 5. Emotions and behavior. Ventromedial lesions can cause viciousness or rage. Posterior hypothalamus stimulates sympathetic functions. Anterior hypothalamus stimulates parasympathetic functions. Mammillary nuclei or recent memory. Regulations of the endocrine functions is 7th. Functions of the ANS: mediate neuronal regulation of internal environment, coordinate bodily functions necessary for survival, regulate removal of waste products from the body, prepare the body of normal life and life-threatening stress, effected via control over smooth and heat and glands and heart muscles. Autonomic, self-governing. Autonomic control of body activities. The autonomic nervous system is a control system that acts largely unconsciously and regulates bodily functions such as heart rate, digestion, respiratory rate, pupillary response, urination, and sexual arousal. The system is the primary mechanism in control of the fight or flight response. Autonomic reflexes. Cardiovascular. Baroreceptor reflexes is stretch reflex in the main arteries such as carotid artery to detect the blood pressure. Gastrointestinal. The receptors in the nose and mouth send a signal to parasympathetic to notify the glands of mouth and stomach to secrete the digestive juices. Autonomic reflexes, you can see another type of urinary bladder. Initiate the micturition by parasympathetic innervation. Sexual reflexes, you can see erection by parasympathetic, ejaculation by sympathetic. The sympathetic Activation often occurs in a mass discharge, such as the fright or severe pain or fright. We can say sympathetic stress response. Thank you.